a feeling that some white and black people have who say they are damn tired of foolishness of some black people, the claims of racism from sunup to sundown, loud talking, fighting, and the list goes on. Not my list now, keep that in mind. But some people are tired of the complaints and don't give a damn.
You know, as a black woman, I'm sick of y'all too.
The complaints and don't give a damn. Here's what one TikTok user had to say about it.
Not racist, and I know y'all have been told this is racist, but it's not. It's not racist to call black people out for their behavior and what they're doing to society at this moment. I'm glad people are noticing this because it's been so many years and it's finally catching up to y'all. I've been trying to tell y'all that white people are tired of y'all. I'm tired of y'all too, but everybody, the world is getting sick of y'all and y'all's. I'm so glad this day is here. I've been trying to get out there that you people need help. It's me, but me and other black conservatives. We've been trying to warn society that this is what it's going to come to when y'all keep coddling black people.
All righty, are her feelings valid? Joining us to talk about it, Dr. Angela Jones, political analyst, Angela Box, activist, Eugene Howard, filmmaker Sean Welling, and conservative M. Williams. We want to thank you all for joining us here on The Factor. First of all, let's define what black fatigue is supposed to be, Dr. Jones.
Black fatigue is supposed to be just and I'm trying to make it as short as possible. Basically, society is saying that they're tired of how black people are blaming things that have happened to us historically in the past on what's happening today. And they are also now adding different things that they have seen in society to that behavior as well. As she said, like loud mouthing or maybe, using certain words or certain behaviors in public. So that's basically the definition in a short sense.
Do we get anywhere with that, with this conversation?
No, this absolutely
okay, good night, folks.
I mean, the thing is, it's an absolutely pointless conversation. It's like, okay, so now what? Thank you for letting us know that there's a new fancy word of you saying that you're tired of black people. Mm-hmm. And you put it on the internet, and now people are co-signing on it, including with the way the environment is already. But it's okay. You put a nice new name to it, and now you feel like it's okay to say. And it's not going to do anything for anybody to now pander this term around, to pass it on in the internet and put it in people's mouth and make people feel encouraged to say, I have black fatigue. But when we're all tired, when I'm saying we're all tired of something and somewhere, there's always something. Mm-hmm. So this is not actually going to help anyone psychologically, mentally, emotionally. It's only going to create more divisiveness, more anger, and more hate in society.
And when we see a lot of people, especially black people, joining that chorus, mm-hmm. saying that I'm tired of black people too, mm-hmm. what will that do?
It's not going to do anything, because here's the thing. That black person or the black people that are on the internet saying that can go somewhere and they're going to be already stereotyped into the group that they're trying to separate themselves from just because they're black. You actually have to be around people to see their behavior. You have to witness their behavior to actually understand who they are. But she could sit there and be in a crowd of a room of black people, and guess who she's going to be included in that group as well. She's not doing anything that is going to help her or her race at this time.
All right, Angela, let's hear from you. Your thoughts about this black fatigue.
Well, with all due respect to Angela, number one, I really disagree with this. It is a completely behavior-based issue. And when white people, black people, Hispanic people are saying we have black fatigue because of the behavior of some black people, we've all seen it. We all know what it is. It's everywhere. And, the issue is way more insidious than people realize. And I talk about how a lot of these things come back to what the Democrat Party has done to the black community purposefully, starting with the Great Society of Lyndon B. Johnson, who he famously said, I'm going to have these N-words voting Democrat for the next 200 years. purposefully, starting with the Great Society of Lyndon B. Johnson, who he famously said, I'm going to have these N-words voting Democrat for the next 200 years. When Democrats said you don't need fathers in the home,
That's what Papa Duck was talking about yesterday. The man in the house rule. You can look it up. Like he said, Google it. I Googled it for y'all.
Democrats said you don't need fathers in the home. You can be on welfare and have as many babies as you want. And oh, by the way, we're going to destroy public schools and we're going to make sure that behavior standards are seen as racist. So the out of control behavior that we've seen in the classrooms, in society, all over, is part and parcel of what the Democrat Party has done to the black community.
All right, Eugene, let's hear from you before we have to take a break.
Man, why are we all... What does the Democrat Party have to do with black people?
Everything.
Okay, first of all, I think he asked Eugene. So last time I checked, I'm Eugene on stage. So the Democratic Party has nothing to do with black fatigue. What the original term...
Bullshit.
Party has nothing to do with black fatigue. What the original term from the actual black community of black fatigue was after every other community decided to vote, since you want to talk politics, Donald Trump, then black folks said, we're going to sit this one out. We're going to let this thing burn down and we're going to go have a good time because we're tired. We have been struggling. Our grandparents, our great-grandparents, our great-great-great-great-great-grandparents have been fighting this same fight. So if you guys want to turn on, you know, he said the N-word, why don't you guys feel so comfortable, just say it. Just go ahead and say the N-word. We're you know, if it's so okay, if you're so fatigued, if you don't want to recognize the civil rights plight, go ahead and say the N-word.
You are a poor Negro. I would use the N-word. But if you're rich, you are a rich Negro. If you are intelligent, intellectual, you're an intellectual Negro. If you are dancing and sliding and gliding, Negro. You are dancing and sliding and gliding, Negro. So dare not alienate because you cannot assimilate. So, you know, you're going to be a Negro till you die.
It's my own business. You call him a Okay, why don't you have the boss to say it right now again? Okay. All right, that's what you say.
And I'm thinking, you know, it's going to be a little chill and stuff. How you doing, sir?
What's good, nigga? You heard him?
Hey, yo, what you just called me?
What's up, nigga?
And say the N-word. We're you know, if it's so okay, if you're so fatigued, if you don't want to recognize the civil rights plight, go ahead and say the N-word. No one's stopping you. It's a free country,
I don't
right?
need show, Eugene.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Lose me my show.
I'm just saying.
Lose me my show.
But that's my point. It's a lot of things that they want to use code words, whether it's DEI, whether it's black fatigue. They just want to be able to say the N-word without being able to say the N-word.
So do you not find certain behaviors objectionable? Or you think it's cool?
Listen, I live in a real community. I see a whole bunch of unruly white folks, Hispanic folks. So it's not just the black community, but we always want to emphasize on black when it's negative.
All right, we'll take a break there. Don't go anywhere. We'll continue our discussion after the break. Welcome back. So we continue our discussion on on black fatigue tonight. The feeling involves the stress that some black people deal with when it comes to constant exposure to racism. But there are people on both sides and inside and outside the black community who say they are tired of hearing about it. Our guests are back here on The Factor. Emenderlin, let's begin with you. As a conservative, your thoughts about black fatigue.
Well, whether you like black fatigue as a name or not, it's the truth. Like, we're tired of the victimhood mentality, the trauma identification, the need for external, agreement. That's ridiculous. That's terrible for the black community right now. That's terrible for the children growing up. I mean, there's so many broken homes, and I think that's the core foundation. Number one, I believe the core foundation is that the parents fail to not only unify the home, but also fail to put true identity in God in the children. So if you don't have identity in God, you don't have identity at all. That's number one.
Do you at all see the black community as a lost cause or just
Absolutely
some
not.
individuals? What?
I don't believe the black community is a lost cause at all. I just believe that we need to stop as a whole with all of this complaining. We need to move past the past and, become better. As an American, my parents were actually Nigerian. They came here in the 80s and they grew up here. They had me and my brothers, and we're all successful and not one complaint through our entire childhood. They said, work for what you need, work for what you're gonna get, and you will get it. God placed talent in all of us, black, white, whatever you may, call yourself, but God placed, these great things within us. Why should I now say, oh, well, a white person thinks this of me, or there's racism here and there? I don't think about that. I don't wake up every morning and have racism and all of these negative things on my mind. I move forward and I move past that.
All right, Sean, let's hear from you. Your thoughts about this conversation and the term that we now hear.
And again, I was so taken by your speech. The term we're talking about is black, what was it again?
Fatigue.
Okay, so on black fatigue, and coming from somebody, and I think I agree with her tremendously, having a school for 3 decades, it was the first hip-hop dance school in the country. It's a cancer to tell a young kid that they're oppressed, that they're less than, and the world's against them. Right from the beginning, you're setting a standard by which they have to overcome something, when really you need to put God in them and tell them how great things are for them.
Amen.
So I was never around black people to complain. All the actors and dancers I was around, they had a sense of purpose. They were dynamic, and they never complained. So to me, it's really what I get is in social media is a lot of white people complaining and creating this problem, saying, look, watch out, these people are in trouble. I'm like, back off. Mm-hmm. Let them create their own destiny.
Absolutely.
So I don't see that as being the black issue. I see more of a liberal white situation when they're not even in a position to complain but talk about their virtue signaling, and it drives us nuts.
Okay. Hey, Dr. Jones?
The conversation that we're having here is whether black fatigue is a real thing. But the problem is that the reason this topic has come back up is because of the viral video that recently came out of the woman that called a 5-year-old autistic kid the N-word. Mm-hmm. And then she raised $700,000 by a Christian organization, and I am Christian as well, so I just want to put that out there as well. And she raised $300,000 from another organization. I don't know if she actually got that money, but then this video from the person who originally started putting this on TikTok came out in reference to that.
Yeah.
Now, I am a first-generation American as well, and I was taught a certain way as well, but what we cannot ignore is the things that have set us back as a community. The reason we are not where we're supposed to be is because we are still only a couple of decades away from what we have been oppressed from and the things that we have gone
Constantly
from.
looking at the past.
My
Let Dr. Jones talk.
Okay. And so my grandmother, who just passed away last week, was there for the civil rights, was there for everything like that. And I was there to see all of those things as well. It cannot be ignored that these things are still oppressing our community. I understand and I actually agree. I was instilled hard work, go to school, do what you're supposed to do. And I did, but I'm not going to sit there and ignore as though the people in my community, not everyone had that opportunity. So at the end of the day, to say yes, we're tired of it, but let's go in every community. We could sit there and say there's white fatigue, there's Hispanic fatigue, there's Asian fatigue, there's fatigue in everywhere. But the problem is that they're always emphasizing the black community as the picture. No, it's the behavior
problem.
in every
The
community.
behavior is the problem. Now here.
All this is taking place in the church, ladies and gentlemen. Inside of the church. Foolishness.
Some might get some violations, and I may offend some people with what I'm gonna say, and I don't give a f. To all you Latinos that voted for Trump, I hope he mass deports you and your entire family, whether you were here legally or not. You gotta go. I hope he does that. To you black men who your fragile ego couldn't take a black woman in office, so you either voted for Trump or you didn't vote at all. The police will now have carte blanche to murder you right where you stand. And when they do that, there's not going to be no GoFundMes. Don't ask your family to ask us for shit. Just die. They can't afford to bury you. Dig a hole in their backyard. It is what it is.
Wow.
But don't expect sympathy. Don't expect protest in the streets. We're not doing that. Black women, we're done with. We're done. We did our due diligence for this century and the next. We've done enough. We're not doing anymore. To you white women that once again voted against your interests, when your husbands start knocking you into the middle of next week and you can't do anything about it because no fault divorce is in play, I want you to take those black eyes and those busted lips as a personal thank you from Donald J. Trump each and every time you get hit. Take it. Don't look for nobody else. Don't ask for help. Take your beatings. Take it. Don't look for nobody else. Don't ask for help. Take your beatings. For all of y'all that voted for Trump, I hope you get exactly what you voted for. Because the only thing he did was to make America great for the people that it was great for from the beginning, white men. That's what he did. He couldn't run the risk of whiteness no longer being the default, not being allowed to fail up. So when you're bleeding out somewhere and there's a medical emergency and you can't get no help, women who voted for him, don't take it. You just gotta die. If you got kids, they're just gonna be motherless. It is what it is. You didn't give up, so we don't give up. That's how it is. This isn't America anymore. I don't know what the it is, but it's not gonna be America. And if you think that Trump is gonna be in that office for 4 years, you're insane. Because we're about to be in a real live action episode of scandal. Because your next president is not Donald Trump, it's J.D. Vance. Because trust and believe, within a year, you're not going to see Trump anymore. He's either going to be, and they're going to say it's illness or he died in his sleep, it's natural causes because he's old enough, or they're just going to let him spaz out and do the 25th. And that's when we're really going to be in the Handmaid's Tale. So I really hope all of you who voted for him, you get exactly what the you deserve.
Thinking about sitting out or even supporting somebody who has a history of denigrating you because you think that's a sign of strength because that's what being a man is? Putting women down? That's not acceptable.
Behavior in every
The
behavior is the problem. Now, here's what's disgusting. We're coming up on the 5-year
And we got 30
anniversary
seconds,
of
guys.
the St. George, Florida fentanyl dying. And every white liberal, and excuse me, every white liberal on planet Earth said that George Floyd is the epitome of black people, and we had billions and billions of dollars that didn't cause his death. That wasn't murder.
That's off top.
See the black fatigue in this house, nigga? Because he came on, and when she tried to interrupt him, he said, last I checked, my name is what? House nigga. So now you're going to interrupt her when she chiming in on what she said. Black fatigue is real, ladies and gentlemen. And here's a video explaining black fatigue. Facts.
The St. George, Florida fentanyl dying. And every white liberal, and excuse me, every white liberal on planet Earth said that George Floyd is the epitome of black people, and we had billions and billions of dollars that didn't cause his death. That wasn't murder.
That's off topic.
Millions and millions of dollars.
Thank you, guys.
What party have to do with black fatigue?
Everything.
Hold on. Okay. First of all, I think he asked Eugene. So last time I checked, I'm Eugene on stage. So.
And every white liberal, and excuse me, every white liberal on planet Earth said that George Floyd is the epitome of black people, and we had billions and billions of dollars that didn't cause his death. That wasn't murder.
That's off topic.
Millions and millions of dollars.
Thank you, guys. We want to thank you for joining us here on The Factor.
That nigga most definitely showed some black fatigue towards the end. He was very disrespectful, but he ain't want nobody interrupting him when he talked. Understand me? But then interrupt the other lady when she talked. Black fatigue is real, y'all. It's getting tired of the bullshit, especially coming from the left, man. That's a fact. Black fatigue is real. You heard?
That's all, folks.